Serenity. I took it out in Waterton Lakes National Park on September 12th, 2015. This image actually kind of means a lot to me. I was lucky enough to actually work in Waterton all summer, so I got to go back the weekend after, of course, and then I found this awesome picture off the docks just as you're coming into Waterton. Yeah, it really signifies an awesome summer for me, and I had a lot of fun doing it. In Photoshop, I kind of just applied different filters. I tried some different things, including trying to make some stuff bigger, but I found it didn't really work. It kind of took away from the beauty of the whole picture. Yeah, I kind of applied a little more light to the center to make it look like a sunset's coming out from the center. There will come a time when it seems the world is against you, but you have to remember things will get better. You just need to open your eyes. There's this place, a place where worries don't exist, a place where the stresses of life fly away like the birds above, a place where you can be free from all the problems of the world. I've never experienced this place, but I hope with all my heart that you find it someday, a place called Serenity. My grandmother told me about this place every time I saw her. I didn't think such a place could exist. Even as I got older, it became more apparent to me that this whole thing was hogwash. The stresses of life piled more and more on my shoulders, and it was beginning to get harder to keep up. Deadlines were missed, meetings were forgotten about, and money was tight. There was no end in sight. I had to get away, even just for a bit. There had to be a way to relieve myself of my burdens, and to get a peace of mind. I needed to look for this place my grandmother described. It appeared to be the only way to help myself. A weekend away would do me some good, I thought, so out to the mountains I went. But it seemed like the stress was going to follow me there too. After a flat tire and getting lost twice, I came to the camping spot that had been recommended to me. I arrived after dark, and even though it took me a good hour to set up camp, I climbed into my sleeping bag with thoughts of getting a good night's sleep. Mother Nature had other plans, of course. The wind picked up and brought a storm like I'd never seen before. I ended up sleeping in my car after my tent collapsed, and of course no one ever gets a good night's sleep in a car. The problem seemed never ending. The next day was no different. The clouds lingered from the night before, and everything I had left outside was soaked. I began to think that I would leave this weekend with more stress than when I began. Maybe the fish are biting with this cooler weather, I contemplated. As I walked down to the lake, I noticed that the water was filled with waves from the wind, and shuddered as I felt the cool breeze come off the lake, and I regretted not bringing a coat. Over 10 casts into the water and not a single nibble. And just when it seemed like it couldn't get any worse, I slipped and dropped my rod into the lake. I fell to my knees and buried my hands in my face in my hands. I had reached my breaking point. Life couldn't get any worse. As I lifted my head, wondering what to do next, I noticed that the wind had completely died down. I looked up and saw the sunset sky. You just need to open your eyes. My grandmother's words had come back to me. Things will get better. Right here, right now, I finally figured it out. Things will get better. It can't be any worse than what I was just in. I just needed to open my eyes and see the bigger picture. This was the place to come to an ultimate peace of mind. I had found it. I finally found it. It was hard to comprehend that a place could be so tranquil. I took in a deep breath and smelled the fresh mountain air. Then I took another breath, and another. With each breath, I felt the tension in my body melt away. The deadlines, the meetings, the financial problems, they're all suddenly gone. The chains of the world that had brought me down were suddenly lifted, and for a moment, I was free from all my problems. Serenity.
shower melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you did to, oh why can't I? Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you.